when you feel fierce love toward another and the mind becomes extremely uneasy. What are the methods to calm the afflictions that arise from this? Let's see how an old tantric yogi who was burning with desire absorbed the desire into splendid practice by practicing the great perfection. A long time ago in a place called Lotus Land, there bloomed many fascinating and beautiful flowers. Here lived an old tantric yogi whose desire blazed like an inferno. Because of this, he was named a desire inflamed. One day this old yogi met a beautiful maiden there Anthan. It was as if his spirit had been whisked away. He rushed to her side, humbly prostrated at her feet, and begged her to live with him. The maiden saw that this yogi was old and ugly. She kicked him in the head and scolded him harshly. Get lost. The yogi lost his appetite and could not sleep at night, which made him badly sick. One day, the Bodhisattva Manjushri appeared as the 16-year-old Munyat and said, "Dear old man, what is really the matter with you?" Yogi said, "As soon as I saw the beautiful maiden, an uncontrollable desire rose in me." Moon Youth said, "You should know that a maiden's youth is as ephemeral as a water lily. When the day comes, when this beauty is aged and sallow, her face full of wrinkles, will you still be willing to love her as you do now? Neither do you realize that you are now silver-haired yourself, nor that her lovely body is inherently impermanent. You are truly under the influence of Mara. Please do not continue to cling to her." Yogi replied, "Moon Youth, you are certainly right, but it cannot change my heart." Moon Youth said, "The truth is that it is not this maiden who has tempted you, but your mind that has been distracted by external circumstances. The pain of not having what we want originates from our mind. Clinging to a maiden is also like this. If you can allow your mind to abide in peace and calm, then no one will have the power to harm or tempt you. On the contrary, if your mind is clinging desperately to external objects and unwilling to let go, this is like being trapped in a prison, and you will constantly endure all kinds of suffering. Observe your mind carefully. You will discover it is inherently like empty space without any thoughts of craving. You must know this technique of letting the mind naturally and calmly abide, and use it to cut your craving. In short, when craving is aroused, if you can instantly see its nature, it will disappear in that moment." After hearing this, the old tantric yogi suddenly felt infinite peace and happiness, and his craving was completely uprooted. I have heard all phenomena but the creations of the mind, yet I only had a literal understanding and never truly practiced it. As a result, I have wasted most of my life in meaningless desires. My previous practice could not tame my mind. Instead, it allowed afflictions to grow greater and cravings to be stronger. Moon Youth continued to teach him, if you wish to transform craving into practice, you must first visualize the manifestation of phenomena as your own mind. Then visualize the mind as emptiness. After this, observe which can crave and which is craved. You will discover that external objects and your mind are not different. Craving and external objects cannot fetter you at all. Once you realize this principle, it makes no difference if you look at a beauty or not. It is like stepping into fire in a dream and being completely unscathed. At this point, you can transform everything you see into practice. You will not be like the ordinary people of the world who, as soon as they see a beautiful maiden, crave her and are bound to experience limitless suffering. If you can transform this craving into practice, you can meet with beautiful maidens or even be in further contact with them. Of course, you must first have the corresponding levels of realization. To a small lantern, a gale is an adversity, but to a forest fire it is actually a positive and supporting condition. When the wind becomes stronger, the fire and thirst becomes fiercer. Hence, we should savor the felicitous details of the path instructions according to the actual state of our wisdom body.